So today is a quiz day. We're going to go over this practice worksheet, then we're going to take our quiz. For this one, the line graph shows the number of songs downloaded the number of song downloads of a smartphone app for the first 5 days after it was released. Use the graph to determine which statements are true or false. So the first one, there were no downloads on the 3rd day of August. So we look over here on the 3rd day of August. How many downloads were on the 3rd day? Yeah, there was actually 1,000. So is 1,000 none? No. So I would say that is false. We worked on this problem last class. Do y'all remember how many total downloads there were? So you could count from the big chunks. So this was 5,000 plus 2,000, so that's 7, 8, 9, and then about 500. So we had about 9,500. It was around 9,500 was our total. So there were more than 9,000 downloads. Is that true or false? True. Yeah, that's true. On 2 of the days, the number of downloads more than doubled. What do you think? Yeah, so I would say that's true. And then there was no day for which the number of downloads increased more than $3,000 from the previous day. So then which day did it increase more than 3,000? I would say that it increased 3,000, not necessarily more than. So it went from 2,000 to 5,000. So I would say it increased by 3,000, not necessarily more than 3,000. So I would say that that is true as well. Okie dokie. The next one. This is where I had a typo. So hopefully you guys fixed it. That this sliver right here that says food, it should be clothing. And it's 18%. The pie chart shows the Mays family distribution of monthly expenses for last month. If the May family spent $78 on utilities last month, what were the total expenses of the May family for that month? Does anybody remember what we have to do first? Yeah, we need to add them because we need to figure out what percent did they spend on utilities. So we're all able to figure out what percent was on utilities? Yeah, 6% is on utilities. So you needed to add everything, subtract from 100 to figure out that this was 6% that was spent on utilities. Once you know that, we know that to figure out, it says they spent $78 on utilities. So you had to take whatever that total is, multiply it by that percent, 0.06, to get 78. So working backwards to get the total, what do we have to do? How do we get the total by itself? Well, it is multiplying. Yep, we divide. Okay, do that. Let's see what the total is. And it's money. What'd you get? Awesome. Yep, that total is 1,300. Did Anybody not get 1,300, or you're unsure how I got or Ty got 1,300? Did anybody else get also 1,300? Good. Question 3. The bar graph shows the percent of students who attended meetings of a local bird watching club for the first 6 months of the year. If there are a total of 60 students in the club, how many students attended meetings in February and April combined? So last class, we had a graph like this, and it was asking you to find the difference. This one isn't asking you to find the difference. It's asking you to find the combined amount of students. So it's talking about February and April. So April, February. Okay, to find the amount of students that attended on those meetings, remember we've got 60 students, and then 55% went on in February, so 0.55 to figure out February attendance. And then we got 60 students, and to figure out for April, we've got 25% attendance. So see if you guys can figure out what that attendance is. So how many attended in February? 33, good job. What about April? How many is that combined? 48. Good job. Okay, let's do some eye yoga. I had a super long meeting, so I'm struggling to, I wasn't ready for class to start and the bell to ring all at the same time. I need some eye yoga. Nobody wants to take a quiz on Monday morning. Even if you don't do eye yoga with me, you should at least take a deep breath. The next question, and we're flipping over onto the back page because we're moving on. The table shows a survey of 50 registered voters in a city. Each voter was asked whether they plan to vote yes or no on 2 different issues. If a voter who plans to vote no on issue P, stop there and figure out which row or column you're using. So plans to vote no on issue P. So no on issue P, that's this row. And I know that it's going to be out of a total of 30. So it's a total of 30. Okay. No on issue P is randomly selected. What's the probability that a voter also plans to vote no on issue Q? So now you can go down the no for issue Q column to figure out where they intersect. It's 16 out of 30. See if you can figure out what that decimal is. What did y'all get?
I got a 8 over 15.
8 over 15. And what's that as a decimal? 0.5. Yeah, so let's say 0.53, which is also 53%. So we need to be able to find that on a multiple choice test, however it's written. Q, come on. I don't want to leave you behind. No man left behind. The next question, the circle graph gives the distribution of colors of jelly beans in a jar. If there are approximately 2,000 jelly beans, which of the following, well, we're going to figure it out, is the closest in the difference difference. That means we subtract, and the number of red and green. So we got green and red. So 2,000 and 2,000, we have red and green. So for the red ones, we got to multiply by 0.4. And for the green ones, we got to multiply by 0.2. You didn't already figure out how many red and green jelly beans. Miles, did you already figure these out? Did you already figure these out? Amir? All right, who figured these out? How many red? For the red ones, we got how many? And what about for green? So what's the difference? Yep, good job, good job, good job. Is everybody caught up? We all have this written down? We are almost done with this. The average of four numbers is 15. So we're going to stop there. Average means you add things up and you divide by however many are there. It says the average of four numbers, so we would divide by 4, is 15. The sum of three of the numbers is 14. What is the fourth number? We don't know it. So we did a lot of these problems on the last quiz and the last practice. And so it's back again because some of y'all struggled with this one. To solve this problem, we're first going to need to get rid of divide by 4. So what's the inverse of divide by 4? Multiply by 4. So our first step is bring over and multiply by 4. When we do that, we're left with 14 plus x is equal to 60. Good job. And then our last step, if we want to get the x by itself, we need to subtract 14. 60 minus 14, what do we get? Yep. So 46, that is the fourth number. Oh, how does what get 15?
46.
So add it together, 46 plus 15. Add it.
That's 61.
Okay, now divide by 4.
That's 1. Wait, no.
You'll have a calculator. Use your calculator. Use your calculator. So you need to type in 14 plus 46.
The 60.
Okay, now divide by 4. You should get 15. That's what it says. So when you plug it in here, it works. When you plug it in, 14 plus 46, and then divide by 4, you do get 15. So it says that 3 of the numbers equal 14, and then the fourth number is 46. So if you added them all together, you get 60, and then divide by 4, and so the average is 15.
Average of 4 numbers.
So we're going to do the average on the next problem too. The table gives the population of the 5 largest countries in the European Union for 2014. Determine the mean or average for the countries. So we're gonna have to do the same thing on this one. We're gonna have to add everything up, and it says there are 5 countries. So we're gonna have to add everything up and then divide by 5. So add all these numbers up and see what you get. What'd you get, Amir? Why do you always wait for everybody else to do it?
What did you get, miss?
You tell me.
Yeah, 83.3.
What'd you get, Amir?
Hopefully it's gonna work.
Miles, what did you get? 383 point. I think it's 383.3, but you probably would have been close enough to get the answer. All right, so we need to take 383.3 and we need to divide it by 5. What do you get? So here's the tricky part. So it's 76.66 million. So we need to be able to write this as millions. So it's 76 million. So 76 million. And we have 66. We need to add some zeros so that it ends up as 76 million. So make sure that you can see how we did that. We're going to write 76.66. It says it's in millions. So make sure that you write that as millions. Does anybody not see how you write that in millions? Remember, millions has 6 zeros behind it. And so we've got 6 spaces, 3 here, 3 here. So the 66 comes right after it. So are we good to write that as millions? Perfect. Hello. Thank you.